Good morning, Knicks Nation. Today is Friday. Happy Friday, May 29th, 2026. Hope you're all safe and healthy today. After having a 3-day weekend for most of you last weekend, now you're getting ready to prepare for another weekend. That's not 3 days, but hopefully you enjoy it. There's going to be some serious basketball action. As we talked about yesterday, as the San Antonio Spurs won last night, we'll talk about that in a minute, but blessings upon those that work in the area of health along with first responders who every day are doing their best to save lives. Those also that pick up garbage to keep our places clean, and those that make deliveries for our convenience. Double blessings, and the men and women trying to help rescue, deliver, and recover teenagers and children victims of child molestation and pedophilia. Those that are helping those that are victims of prostitution, child prostitution, pornography, child pornography, human trafficking, and sex slavery. Double curses on the perpetrators, profiteers, and perverts that create demands that cause these industries to exist. And finally, double blessings on the homeless. More than 700,000 men, women, children, families, senior citizens, military veterans, homeless in the United States. Blessings upon them, for theirs is the kingdom. So, there was a basketball game last night, San Antonio, Texas at the Frost Bank Center. San Antonio beat Oklahoma City in Game 6, 118-91. This is the thing. This is very interesting. The referees, as I mentioned to y'all yesterday, because of the gambling in sports, and this is big in basketball, pro ball especially, there's scrutiny on the referees. Are they on the take? Are they clean? Are they going to ref a fair game? And there's ways to tell, okay? And especially at this level, we're talking about Western Conference Championship. A lot of money at stake. And people try to either purposely, willfully ignore or underestimate the effect of the billions of dollars at stake in these games, on the games themselves. We focus on the players and the pressure that may or may not be on the players, but there's pressure on the referees. The referees have a very difficult job. To call a basketball game in the NBA is very difficult. It's not an easy job, and Tibbs used to say that all the time, so does Mike Brown. It's a very difficult job. Any referee's a job. An umpire in baseball, it's a tough job, okay? Very tough. You call them balls and strikes, and now they got replay challenges in baseball. So it's a very difficult job, and billions of dollars are at stake. So there's a lot of gamblers from small to large that are risking money in all of these games. So when they played the game in Oklahoma City for Game 5, the thing is, there was a discrepancy, a 6 free throw discrepancy in favor of Oklahoma City in that game. But it wasn't just me. People were, and I'm telling you, the gambling establishment speaks through media. That's what people don't understand. Gamblers are not just people that, you see in the bar like they try to portray on TV, or Charles Oakley and Shaq on TNT. There are some serious, powerful people that put a lot of money on the line, okay? So there was a lot of talk about the referees after Game 5. Last night, you see, for example, the free throws was 25-12 in favor of the Spurs. I mean, that was lopsided in favor of the Spurs. So it's almost like they're trying to clean up their act. Then I said to myself, okay, when I see that type of lopsided free throw discrepancy, that means the Spurs must have dominated the paint. If it was going to be fair, the Spurs must have dominated the paint, because that's where you get the free throws. You're getting in the paint. So I looked at the paint, 44-38. It was a 6-point edge to the Spurs. Not a really dominating edge to me. So that leads to me to say, okay, they're trying to show they're being fair by giving the Spurs an edge. And that's why, see, when you go on this level, it's like sprinters, world-class sprinters. I like watching sprinting on both the men's and the women's side. World-class sprinters are naturally gifted, very well developed in areas of their body that need to be developed to develop that speed and technique and everything. So when one of them or two of them take a steroid, they call it a performance enhancing drug, just the name, to enhance their performance, even by a couple of tenths of a second, is huge. It's huge, okay? So if somebody could run a 10 flat 100 meters and they take PEDs, and now that 10 flat becomes 9.7 or 9.6, now you're blowing away the competition. Now you're getting more endorsements. Now you're getting more appearance fees. It's bigger in the team sports, bigger in soccer, bigger in baseball, bigger in basketball, bigger. So you talk about billions of dollars. And the performance enhancing drug in this case is the referees. San Antonio and Oklahoma City are two really, really good teams. Oklahoma City, to me, in terms of is built from the ground up. Sam Presti built this thing from the ground up. First getting SGA, really stealing him from the Clippers, because the Clippers were into this big three foolishness that don't work no more. So that's why he got them to buy in, and he got SGA plus picks. The picks for James Harden going to Houston. You know, all of them picks turn into players. So now you're looking at Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, both Jalen Williams. You're looking at McCain. Well, Payne was a trade, but I'm just saying, you're looking at the result of the moves Sam Presti has done. And not only do you want to make moves, that's why when we were talking about the Knicks and I called Leon Rose the Don, I was looking at guys like Sam Presti. And I was watching what they did and how they did it. I was looking at how the Knicks got fleeced with the Carmelo Anthony deal. Long-term fleeced, okay? I was looking at how Pat Riley put together things. And then I was looking at how the San Antonio Spurs were under Spoelstra and that crew, how they did their business. And I understood that Leon Rose was making moves like those guys. Slow, methodical, cost-effective moves. The most cost-effective move you can make is to get draft capital because you got rookie scales, right? So now you got Chet Holmgren, SGA, Louis Dort, another draft pick, Jalen Williams, Kendrick Williams, Isaiah Joe, J-Dub. You got all these, Cason Wallace. You got all these dudes that you drafted. Then you went and added Isaiah Hartenstein. You added a Alex Caruso. Okay, you added guys. You added a Jared McCain, who you fleeced Philly for. Just for that move alone, Daryl Morey needed to be fired. Okay? But you fleeced him. That's what he did. And he built this squad from the ground up. They're a legit world-class team. But then you add the help of the refs to it, blows it up. Okay? Look at this now. Last night, San Antonio not only beat them, they destroyed them. San Antonio beat these cats by 27 last night in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals. Ain't supposed to be no 27-point wins in the conference finals. But that's how much better San Antonio was with a little help from the refs. See? So now, Game 7, I was looking at who is going to be the referees. You talk about, first of all, Tony Brothers is not refereeing the game. I believe Tony Brothers is dirty. I got no proof of it, but I just watched him over the years. He is a slick dude, but he's not refereeing this game. James Capers is a very experienced ref. Sean Wright, Josh Tiven, and then an alternate official, James Williams, David Guthrie. So to me, Tyler Ford's not in it. And Tony Brothers is not in it. That's good, okay? So now that gives you an impression that they should be a fairly called game. If it's a fairly called game, San Antonio's going to win Game 7. And the reason is like what I've been saying this a long time. I've been saying this, and some of y'all caught it. Listen, it's like boxing. Basketball is about matchups in terms of fit. Not matchups in terms of individual players. People get caught up in individual players and get carried away. Matchup is about team versus team fit. And in terms of that, in terms of the fit, San Antonio has fit well against Oklahoma City. Now, there's reasons for it, and I'm not going to go into all of that now, but San Antonio has played Oklahoma City well every time they've played. Just like The Knicks have played Wembanyama and them well every time we have played. We beat them for the cup, right? And that's in the season. But my point is, for whatever reason, the team fit and the team structure and the team strategy against the Spurs for the Knicks has been successful for the most part. And I'm going to tell you one thing about it, though. It's temporary. See, Wembanyama and them, they real young, man. They real young. You could try to take their lunch money right now, but I'm gonna tell you, Wembanyama in his third year, they're in the conference finals. In his third, see, this is why number one picks are very important. Top picks are very important. Your top five especially. Those are the guys you can get that within 5 years will take you to the finals. That's to me, that's the importance of that. Okay, so you drafted Luka Doncic in your Dallas. You get him, I think, third or fourth. You're in the finals in a few years, which is what it was crazy to trade him to the Lakers. That's the real, like, when coaches are recruiting players for colleges, that's the point, right? There's 2 points here. Point number one, within his 4 years, is he taking me to the Final Four? We ain't even talking about championship. Final Four. You know how much money these schools make on just getting to the Final Four with the TV? So, and then we're not even talking about gambling, right? Which is big in college sports. But that's what they're doing. When they're sitting in these boys' living room with their mamas and their daddies, they thinking, this kid can help get me to the final. I'm talking about bigger time, Division I talent, not Division II. I'm talking about Division I. Even Division II think about that, though. So they're like, can this kid take me to the Final Four? See? So when Tim Duncan goes to Wake Forest, they know they got a Final Four coming. Okay? When Louisiana State University gets Shaq, they thinking Final Four. That's what they're thinking. So here, when they draft, it's the same thing, but on a bigger level. So you're looking at a top 5 guy. Your first thought is, can he get me to the conference finals? Can he get me to the chip? Can he be a championship piece? And this is the thing. With the Dom and the Knicks, and even right before the Dom, really. When you're talking a really championship piece, the first championship piece the Knicks really got in this era was Mitchell Robinson, 36. That's the first championship piece they got. When they got him, I knew he was a championship piece. And I've been telling y'all since then. That was before the Dom. But I knew they had championship piece right there. What does that mean? That means you can include him in a roster that can win a title. You can't say that about everybody. I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot say that about James Harden. He'll average 30 a game. He might even average triple-double like our boy did, right? Like Brody. But where the chip at? Where the chip at? That's why Boston took Tatum and Brown and paid them both max money. Why? Chip. That's why. That's why they got Kristaps Porzingis, which they knew wasn't going to play more than 50 games in the season. Why? Chip. That's why. Chip. So now, Victor and them, you're going to see them in many conference finals and finals in the next 4 or 5 years. The boy ain't even begin to tell you what he's going to do yet. You just seen the beginning of what he could do. Hitting threes, dribbling the ball up, getting in the lane. Him just standing in the lane stopped a lot of what Oklahoma City was trying to do. And that's with 7-foot Chet Holmgren. With Isaiah Roughneck Hartenstein. Just him standing in the lane. Stopped a lot of what they wanted to do. They would break through, get in the paint, and then Victor was there. See, that's what Mitchell Robinson does for us. And this thing about his pinky, oh my God. What, is he Stephen Curry all of a sudden and can't shoot? Come on, man. We got a 7-foot dude that guards the paint, that can move off all over the court, guard everybody, and block shots. We ain't worried about this damn pinky. They just need something to talk about, man. I don't care if his pinky broke. Tie that mess to the next finger and let's keep going. That's all we talking about. He ain't hitting foul shots anyway. Anywho, now's the time to take advantage of Wemby in terms of taking his lunch money. Look, we talk about taking his lunch money in the finals. See, when Detroit was coming up with Cade and Duran, we was taking their lunch money. Everybody was during the season. That's when they win 20 games or whatever. Wemby's so impactful in his third season. They in the conference finals done won 62 games. We could do it right now, though. We got the squad. We got the seasoning. We ready. Why am I keep bringing San Antonio up? Because if this game is on a fair basis, semi-fair, tomorrow night, San Antonio's going to be in the finals. They're the better team. Even, and that's saying a lot because, like I said, Oklahoma City, Sam Presti built this thing as good as he could build it. Plus, he still got draft picks after he done built the team, after he got the roster that he has, which is a championship roster because they already won a chip. After that, he still could rebuild and give you another championship. See, I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Well, wow, Victor and Julian and Devin Vassell. Devin Vassell's like the oldest one of those guys. He's like the oldest one. Then you got Stephon Castle. No, I'm sorry. Darren Fox is probably the oldest one. But what I'm saying is, with these cats, shoot, man. I mean, they're playing a rookie. Carter Bryant, he's 20. Dylan Harper coming off the bench, he's 20. Stephon Castle, 21. Victor, 22. Okay, then you got Julian Campbell, 24. Then you got Devin Vassell, 25. Keldon Johnson, 26. The old dude is Fox, he's 28. But then there's this other cat, Harrison Barnes, championship pedigree with Golden State, 33. He's the old vet that's in the rotation. They ain't playing Kelly Olynyk, he's 35. Mason Plumlee, you ain't even know they on the team. They're not playing, but they there for that vet sideline talk. They're a young team, with that core. I mean, 20s, 21s, 22s, 23s, 24s, with that core, they're going to be tough for a while. Don't you think, okay, Darren Fox going to get old, whatever. Yeah, he going to get old, but then you got Stephon Castle. You got Dylan Harper. They're going to be rough, man. Now's the time to beat them. Now is the time to beat them. Okay? And Jalen Brunson, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's all this talk about Jalen. Is he a piece of championship? Y'all keep talking. Don't bet against Jalen Brunson. Don't do it. Boy, will make you a fool. He'll mock you. Because he's going to do what he's going to do. He's an assassin, man. Period. And I'm glad he's on our team. I would hate to be on an opponent's team when we down one and Jalen Brunson has the ball. I don't want to be. I used to feel like that with Larry Bird. When Larry Bird was playing, when he was in his prime, damn, it was scary being a fan of the other team, the Knicks, right? Here he come. And damn, you know what? It could be lights out, because he going to hit something. Something's going to happen bad for you, good for them. So that's how Brunson is. So look, it's now the time. We got Cat playing at a high level. And again, Cat is still Cat. In other words, he's still got enough tools and enough heart to take care of his business in the finals. Which means, even with Wembanyama on him, he's going to be a tough cover. Okay? A tough cover. So, we got him. The ball's still going to go through him. They got great... San Antonio's got great, and you hear me talking a lot about San Antonio. So if they lose Saturday night, y'all gonna have fun because we told us that, whatever. I say what it is before it is. Y'all be talking it after the fact. You Monday morning quarterback BS. So anyway, I'm still thinking San Antonio's gonna win this series. I told y'all yesterday they ain't gonna roll over for no damn Oklahoma City. I knew that. Flop City. So the refs came correct. And they blew Oklahoma City away. So now it depends on what the gambling establishment wants. I know, right? If they want San Antonio and Wembanyama to be the big star, okay. It's New York against San Antonio. Starting in San Antonio next Wednesday. Ooh, you're going to hear a lot of talk. A lot of talk. I guess I'm calling it. I think San Antonio will beat them Saturday night. Especially no Tony Brothers, no Tyler Ford. I don't know, man. I'm feeling San Antonio. Oklahoma City don't got an answer for Victor. They don't got an answer for him. Last night, right, Victor came out the box, shooting threes, y'all, and nailing. I think he hit 4 threes. He was nailing threes. I was like, damn, they in trouble, man, because he was 4 of 9 from the 3-point line, 10 of 21, 28 points, 10 boards. He had 2 assists. 3 blocks, homie was doing business. And then you mess around and got guys like Stephon Castle. Stephon Castle, Stephon Castle's like a point guard that can play a two guard. He's not a great shooter. See, like last night, he was 0 for 2 from 3. He's not a great shooter from the three-point line. So we already know Knicks play them. He's going to get all the threes he wants. But homeboy is a straight roughneck on both sides of the ball. I love his game. He's a straight roughneck on both sides of the ball, this young boy, 21 years old. Straight roughneck on both sides of the ball. So he rough on defense, y'all. So whoever he's guarding better be moving without the ball. Okay? This is a game good for the Knicks, especially with ball movement and body movement. So I know this whole video, I'm talking about Spurs against the Knicks because I'm really believing. I'm going to put this in the top. I'm really believing Spurs going to beat these boys on Saturday night and go to the NBA Finals. So you look at the brackets, right? Knicks are just waiting in there. We waiting to see who these other cats is coming. But we know we here already. Y'all need to remember that when they talking all this mess y'all be buying into, you gambling stupid suckers. Don't do that. Look at this team. We in the finals, y'all. And not only in the finals, but we serve notice to the NBA. Well, listen, I was telling y'all this 6 months ago. I said they're going to serve notice on the juggernaut. How much notice better can you serve? You take out Philly and 4. After they told you you're going to have a hard time against Atlanta. Well, they won 2 by 1 point. Then we took them out, beating them by like 44, 51. Then come the conference finals, and here come Cleveland with old choke artist James Harden, and we beat their ass in 4. Had James Harden talking about, we're the better team, even though we got swept. Come on, y'all. Y'all ain't seeing no mirage. The Knicks kicking ass and taking names, okay? But, you got to jump on Wemby and them right now while you got a chance. Let's get this chip. That's what we talk about, okay? So I'm watching the game last night. I'm seeing the domination of the Spurs. I knew they were going to come out hungry. They weren't going to roll over for these boys. And when they did, you should go back and look at the look on SGA's face. He didn't, like when you see Chet Holmgren, right, when they lost the game, Chet Holmgren, first of all, boy looked like a giant damn, he built like a damn vulture, right? And he got this look in his face, and he be looking mean, like he's determined to show you he's going to come back. SGA had a different look, though. SGA had to look like, damn, we in trouble. You'll never see that look on Josh Hart's face or Jalen Brunson. So I think San Antonio is going to represent the West like we represent the East. It's going to be a big-ass series. And it'll be appropriate because 99, we had to play them and lost in 5. But we got a better team than the 99 team. Don't bet against Jalen Brunson. Enjoy your weekend. It's a big game. And let me admonish you. Do not gamble. And do not gamble on no basketball. It's fixed, y'all. The game is rigged. See, some of us know about rigged games being rigged before you even get a chance to play in them. Some of y'all need to learn that. The game is rigged. The house don't rules. Enjoy your weekend. Shalom.